Hey everyone, welcome to BrickVault. Today is another LEGO Top 10 Mocks of the Week episode where I show you guys the coolest custom creations I happen to see people building in LEGO throughout this last week. Links to everybody I'm talking about and more are in the description below. I don't show any of these models really in any particular order of best to worst, just a ton of stuff that I really like. And before I jump in, first I do want to say that the custom building instructions that have gone up in the web store this week are for the USS Iowa class battleship from the designer Chuck. It scales with the rest of the Navy fleet and can be built in both the Iowa configuration as well as the Missouri. The level of detail for this model is absolutely out of this world. It is a huge build, and a link to the video of this is also in the description below. Right off, let's start now with our honorable mentions of the week. PDJ's modular antique shop is built with a primary color of sand green. It really makes this building pop in a unique way. A wonderful corner piece. From Ty Stephanie, this is Old Monastery. We've got a unique style of architectural shapes that we have for this building. It's kind of blocky, a few really steep slopes here and there, and all in all, just a very clean looking model. This Mars flytrap is on another level, the designer's Linus Bowman, and even though those trucks don't fit in with the official LEGO system, they definitely add a lot of life to this model and certainly set a precedent for scale. Turnip's MOCs titled this Resurrection of Darth Maul. Love the lava build, and that mid-air stormtrooper is definitely a good touch. BrickVault seems to have color changed the most recent Porsche Expert Creator to red. There's obviously a lot of different part changes in order to get this thing to look the way it does. Pretty excellent adaptation, if I don't say so myself. Here's Kaduk and Gaduk from JFA. One of these guys was built by the designer's friends. They're just a really excellent set of aliens. John C. Lamarck's MiG-17F Fresco C has a wing build that is extremely unique. It alternates between plates and bricks on both the front and back. It's a really interesting style. Rolling Bricks McLaren F1 has some amazing details, and Forlorn Empire's Gentle Baby and the Rose probably wins most cute of the week for sure. This is titled Adventurer's Oasis Campsite from Norlego, another amazing 1920s collaborative project. Stroznik is the name of this build, and the designer's Wildowski. And now let's jump into the top 10. Rubblemaker has built the Gladiator class Star Destroyer. Not too many people tackle this particular Star Wars ship in LEGO bricks, and this seems to me like one of the best iterations that anybody's ever attempted. It is a 70 centimeter long massive model with some great tiling details on the top. You can see some turbo lasers. Uniquely, this particular Star Destroyer is styled with a lot of trans yellow lights on the exterior, which is something different. And you can see he's also roughly scaled this to fit along with nano figures, and there's a full hangar bay right in the front. Really excellent model here. And then from Jessica Farrell, this is titled Troll Bridge. I hear in certain places in the world, people still do believe in trolls, and if I'm not mistaken, this is one of the places that you would most often find them. The nature detailing is amazing. The river looks great. I love all the different cut flexi tubes that make up the reeds and cattails that pop up. The most impressive bit of this build is probably the stone work. As you can see, it is one of those ancient arch stone bridges, and the troll itself actually feels pretty lifelike and disheveled. And then the designer Jerac, who we work with a lot in the web store, built a Walkman for a building contest recently. From what I can see, it looks like a 1-to-1 scale version of these old tapes, and he really left no detail out. Even the headphones plug into the Walkman just like they would normally do, and the tapes can be interchangeable. This obviously gets nostalgia points, but let me know if you think he left out any single detail on this model, because I certainly can't see one. This is number 7, by the way, if you're keeping count. Moving down from the builder Marcel V, this is Idyllic Forest House. These types of builds are always really fun to look at because you always see a different building technique every time someone takes a crack at a new nature design. The brick-built deer are amazing. The slightly out-of-place tiled chimney has a great way of looking like real stone. Ice skate pieces that make up the latches on the thick wooden door are a wonderful little touch. But really, it's one of those builds that you can find a bunch of amazing techniques. The closer and closer you look. Here's an amazing Star Wars MOC from the designer First Order Lego. This is Krayt Dragon. I'm showing you some pictures here. He's got a full YouTube video, so I'm just kind of showing you some screen grabs. Remember, links to everything are in the description below, and we've just got some great techniques the closer and closer you look. Personally, I love the choice to use tiles on the smooth, flat areas of the desert that haven't yet been disturbed by all the moving sand of the Krayt Dragon, which is all steady. That's a great effect, especially from afar. The rocks feel very embedded into the ground, which is wonderful. And of course, the build for the dragon itself employs some wonderful techniques, both for the cylindrical body and also the shape of the head. There's a ton of things suspended in animation, whether it's laser shots or more sand and dust in the air. And this guy's got probably some of the best large-scale Star Wars dioramas I've ever seen, especially in terms of detail alone. Here's a model that looks deceptively simple on the outside from Insomnia Builds. This is 80s Arcade. There's some basic looking stonework on the outside, nice lettering for the front sign, but then when you turn the whole thing around, you see just how much this model pops on the inside. Nothing here is arbitrarily placed. Every character has something to do. Each arcade machine has its own particular color and style, personality, obviously a game assigned to it as well with stickers. And in terms of just setting a scene and tone, there is just so much life and energy happening between the minifigs and all the different weird colored games that they're playing. Here's a really interesting one from the builder Tobias Munzert. This is Franz Marc drawings. I had to look him up. He was a famous painter from the early 1900s with a very distinctive art style and also focused a lot on paintings of horses. The line detailing here in Lego bricks is absolutely incredible. We have some very interesting uses of certain pieces that make up these shapes. You can see plant pieces, teeth, swords, harpoons, hot dogs, guitars, all kinds of random stuff, but really from afar, when it's all put together, you have these thick and thin, wispy line details that make up some incredible pictures of horses themselves. It's a very different approach to your standard Lego design, and you ultimately get some pretty interesting art out of it. All right, now we're jumping down to a build. This is technically an upgraded version of an older build from Psyro TtunTomato. This is Akai barbatos upgrade. This builder has been working on Lego robots and mechs, specifically a lot of samurai styled ones for a long time, and the build style has just been slowly but surely refining and getting better and better over time. This is one of the most impressive samurai mechs I've seen in a long time. I love the build for the legs. The chest and shoulders seem super solid. There's a lot of wonderful angular slopes. This is a really cool robot in red, but there's a lot of amazing ones that he's been knocking out recently. Number 3 is from Felix Jaensch. Orange Orangutan with Child is the official title, and this is another amazing life-size animal build from this creator. He's got that classic brick stacking style with a bit of extra refinement with jumpers and plates to make certain detail areas pop a little bit more. The shape of the body is incredibly dynamic. The pose for the orangutan and child feels very lifelike, and each one of his larger animal creations is certainly a gem. You should definitely check out his Flickr if you want to see more of this build style. I think he's one of the best guys that builds with this brick stacking technique in mind. And then number 2 on the list is from the builder Paul Hetherington. Every time I see a new model or project from this guy, it is absolutely breathtaking. The latest one he has put together here is the Lego Scooby-Doo Mystery Mansion, and it's absolutely immaculate and awesome in every way. Bordered by purple, the mansion itself is huge. It's got a great dynamic shape. I don't have enough architectural vocabulary to really describe the way he's managed to put together all these little slightly offset angles. There's balconies, there's ornate detailing that hangs above the front deck. The overarching ghost in chains has a wonderful way of looking very different in terms of a build style compared to the house, which makes it pop and feel so much different. Everything's silhouetted against a giant moon, stars in the sky. The list goes on. It's just so cool. It's huge. The details are great. And once again, I let you guys know that I've got links to everybody I talk about in the description below. And I feel like Paul's creations are probably some of the easiest builds to be immediately wowed by. All right, that is going to be it for this week's Top 10 MOCs of the Week episode, everybody. Thank you so much for sticking around to the end of the video. If you enjoy our content, you can always like, subscribe, comment, share, do whatever it is that you want to do. And we'll see you next time at BrickVault.